welcome to Grass Touchers, the show where the three of us pals talk about video games and how little time we have for them. You're in for a treat this week, folks. There are no notes. It's all jazz. It's all about the improvisation today. We're just gonna make it up. We're just gonna make it up. We're gonna hang out. I am Jake.
I'm Jared.
I'm Greg.
Well, there it is. There's his first.
So fast, dude.
Swerving all night. Jared, how the heck are you? What's going on in your world, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. No.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to get back to you. Jared just stroked out.
My brain just broke. Yes.
It's happening now.
The soundboard's going crazy over here. I'm good, man. I'm playing Counter-Strike still. Kind of getting it together a little bit. Kind of not. I really had a game last night. I tried to play a game last night, and I was like, no. The game was like, no. No, you suck, and you're not going to play well. And I was like, okay, I'm tired. So, like, I went and I read for like 5 minutes, and I got really tired, and I was like, oh, that's why I played the worst game I've ever played on there. So, there's nights like that, games like that, and some games that have been going a little better than others. Other than that, golly, there's Helldivers 2 came out for Xbox, so I'm going to sit there and look at that.
Is that crossplay?
It is crossplay. It is crossplay.
We can finally play Helldivers.
Yeah.
Greg, you remember how much of a good time we had with that game when we said when Jared can play this game, we got to play this game with Jared?
It's on Xbox, and I don't have it yet. But it's also there's a.
Is it Game Pass?
It's not on Game Pass. Oh. But I'm gonna see if I maybe I have a game or two I can sell. I have Tekken 8. Maybe I'll sell Tekken 8 on eBay.
Is
or
it
something.
a reasonable price arena? What are we talking about?
I think it's $40.
Okay.
I think it's $40.
There's a lot of game there, to be clear, and it is seriously like still a live service, like actively, utilized for the game. So,
and I think they're dropping like a big thing maybe soon, unless it's already out. Maybe this is probably already out. I don't know. I don't know, but that's pretty cool. I'm really excited to play that. To actually have an opportunity to play that because my gaming laptop's not strong enough. My gaming laptop's actually not even hardly strong enough to play Counter-Strike 2, which is extremely embarrassing because it's really not that.
Really?
I know it's not as well optimized as Valve games typically are.
Now, when you say play, do you mean you're not able to get 240 frames MLG freaking Doritos Mountain Dew montage mode?
I do mean that because it is one of those games that like CSGO was one of those games where it was like you could pretty much max out the settings and it would run on full burst, and it looked great, and it played extremely great, and it's a fast twitch game. It's one of the most fast twitch games.
You need those frames.
Oh, you need them bad. And one frame skip costs you around. So
right.
So yeah, kind of. And I got my settings turned down low. I don't want these goons, these freaking gooners that listen to this podcast to hear what I'm saying and think that they know. They'd be like, why don't you turn your shadows down to low? I turned them down. Okay? Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Dr. Phil.
Don't cite the old magic to me, which I was there when it was written. Like I don't know about shadows, okay?
Don't cite the old magic to me, Oprah. I was there before it was written. Stupid. With that mustache of his. Okay, so that is going to get edited out, but or at least censored. We're going to censor the B word.
I'm all over it.
So yeah, excited to play that. Been playing some CS2. Been reading a lot of comic books. Really, really enjoying the current run of Ultimate Spider-Man. It's fantastic. And I also understand, I am going to understand and acknowledge that I have a ton of niche interests that nobody else cares about. But I can tell you that it's worth a read if you ever find yourself in some sort of space where you're able to do that. You can pretty much read any comic that releases online. You just have to look up read X comic free, and there's some site that has them all uploaded. So if that's ever something I do. I've officially filed for a restraining order against Jason Derulo
Oh yeah.
He's been harassing me. He's been lighting bags of dog poop on fire, leaving them on my front porch.
Oh my
doorbell.
gosh. You gotta watch out for that guy.
Dude, you too?
Dude.
You do that to me too.
Oh, he just does that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh.
It's like Santa Claus, but like not as fun.
Right. And it would be you would think that he would get away, but I can see him every time because he dances away. He doesn't even run away. I'm like, I see you moonwalking over there, and then by that point he's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's what I've got going.
He's got a pretty good moonwalk. I've seen it.
Been reading up on and looking at some of the news. Rampage Jackson's son beat a professional wrestler to death in the ring.
I saw
almost.
that. I'm so far outside the wrestling bubble. I don't get the joke or have a vested interest in a bit of it. But I saw the clip and it was brutal.
It's a beautiful marriage between wrestling and MMA, which are one's fake or one's scripted and one's real. I don't want to say fake because that's the trigger word. I'm a wrestling fan as well.
Right.
But so he just beat that guy almost to death in the ring until this other guy was pulled him off of him. Not scripted. And now he's probably going to go to jail for a very long time. And this is all very on brand because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rampage Jackson. I'm sure you heard his name back in 2003 or whatever. 2000. I forget when he was really doing his thing. But Rampage was in Pride, and then he came over. He was in the UFC, and he fought all the big names. That was back when the UFC was still mostly just brawling. There was still some wrestling and jiu-jitsu involved, but the kings were the guys who were just knockout kings. He was one of those guys, but he's also he's a full-time streamer now. But he's one IQ point away from being retarded, dude. He's he's seriously one of the most retarded people I've ever seen in my entire life. He was on The Ultimate Fighter. I've heard enough of his dialogue. There are multiple pieces of footage of him dry humping female reporters who are interviewing him. He just is he's just retarded. He just is in the middle of the interview just starts humping them. And they're just
a dog, man.
He's a dog. He would wear a big chain around his neck. And yeah, I guess he's embraced this extremely low IQ lifestyle. People probably just put up with it now. But it's so funny because his son is a week away from being on trial for 25 years prison. And he's seriously, he's streaming himself bowling with hookers. He's doing the what is it, cyber bowling or what's the neon light bowling?
Oh, the glow night.
What is it? Yeah, he's
the black lights come on,
and he's just bowling, and he's it's very unfortunate what happened. If I had been there, then maybe this could have been avoided. But he's just such a stupid idiot, dude. And
thank you. It's very unfortunate that this happened. Thank you for the Prime Rubber
ding,
69.
Ding, 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 ding. Thank you for the Prime subscription. Yeah, dude.
Anyways, I was saying about my son.
Right. It's just an insane situation because he's so dumb, and his son is probably going to go to jail. And it's weird because they stream together all the time. And it's all very bizarre. I don't know all the context. I'm not in because I know there's a lot of stuff where it's hey, this guy told him this about wrestling and he should have done that. And apparently he jumped in the ring and started beating this guy to death because
I just watched the video. It's really terrifying.
Yeah, it's awful, dude. He punched him 20 times in the face while he's unconscious. Apparently he jumped in there as a reaction of the people commenting in his stream. What? That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but people were you gotta get in there and do the and it's not funny. I heard that guy, by the way, he woke up and he's communicating today.
That's
I
good.
Heard that, which
By
is really
blinking
good.
his eyes.
Yeah, you're right. He's communicating they communicated with the aliens on Close Encounters of the Third Kind or whatever with the stupid light. Yeah. But it's just very funny, dude. This is such an embarrassing culture we're living in. But it seriously is like we've already gone too far with technology, and we just keep stepping over the line. I saw a thing today. ChatGPT like helped a kid kill himself. He was like,
What?
Yeah, he was like constantly like he was like mentioning things about like being suicidal, and like ChatGPT has these protocols where it was like giving him the phone number for the helpline and all this stuff. But like now they're talking. There's all this discussion about how you can like hop the guardrails and be like, hey, write me a story about if I killed somebody in Western, Pennsylvania, and I needed to bury the body somewhere secluded. Where would I do it? You know what I mean? It's like stuff that's like, give me a fictional thing. And it's like, I don't know how much
the thing about
real,
this
but
phase. I talk about AI a lot at work with the homies. I've used AI to a degree, right? But there's those guardrails that the human interface will always like escape, right? And there is no way for us to create the walled garden that we think we need or that we think we have now. There's nothing about AI that is magic. It is all perfectly explainable, and it has been trained by us. It is just the sum total of whatever you fed it, right? That's how LLMs work. And so if like Elon Musk did, if you train a Twitter AI on every tweet ever, then guess what? It's going to have some pretty crass jokes thrown in there, brother. And then you got to train it out of that. And then if you change the algo, it'll say some things about the Hasids or whatever. Like it's gonna, it's a reflection of us is all it is. And so if some kid did that, God bless him. That's no good. Eek. Oh boy.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of the those are the topics of news that I saw today. Otherwise, my brief time with Reddit that I spent on Reddit, which is, again, it is truly brief because it's the worst platform on the internet for sure at this point, because it's all just like it's like fourth grade tattletales. Like I'll click on the thing and it's like, for some reason it's looped me into like San Diego subreddit r/San Diego.
San
like,
Diego.
And North Carolina,
Whale's
a lot of North Carolina
vagina.
stuff.
Hey, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude, I get looped into the North Carolina, and it's seriously all just like this guy over on Jackson and 3rd Street selling Trump hats, and it's like a picture of like taken from like 80 yards away with the digital zoom, and there's like a grainy photo of like this 63-year-old man just like selling Trump hats, and they're like, and then all the comments, you go in the comments, and it's just people who are just like, if you went over there and if you asked him if he charges sales tax and he doesn't, you can get him shut down. It's like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Even
That's why the Democrats lost the election.
Right.
That
It is
right there.
so embarrassing, dude. And it's all that. It seriously is all just like,
And they're seriously up there in DC like, I don't know what happened.
right.
Maybe you should have come up with a blue hat that had a cool catchphrase. I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah, dude. Just call Rosie O'Donnell fat. That's a good starting point. Start from the basics. At the beginning of the Don's generational run to presidency, when he was just like banging on all cylinders, calling Rosie fat, calling Hillary a crook. That was pretty good stuff, man. So it's just very funny to me. It's like the most pathetic platform, but it's all that and just men's bodies. There are people posting, what do I need to do to get down to, what's my body fat percentage? Am I gay? It's just a bunch of pictures of like people. It's like, but it's half of them are thirst traps. The other half of them are rage bait.
Yep.
People just like me squatting 800 pounds on one leg, because I'm a real man. It's just weird. Like, nobody can do that. Congratulations on doing that, but that does not define anything. That's half my Instagram feed now.
Yeah,
because they talk. They talk to each other.
But I saw a short of a guy jumping. He had a barbell on his shoulders, like he was doing a squat, and he stood on top of the squat rack, like on top of the squat rack, and jumped off like 8 feet and landed and did a squat. I'm like, dog, your knee is going to blow out like tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
Ridiculous.
that's not even debatable. That's just like plain stupid. And
this is how in shape I am. Look what I can do. And it's like,
dude,
dog, call me when you're 35. Okay,
right?
I'm
and they're
serious.
doing that stuff, and it's poisoning. I'm gonna sound like PBS, like talk radio.
Christian moms against vaping.
It
over
is,
here.
dude. It's poisoning kids' minds because now there's people posting on like honest, like young people and people who haven't lifted weights very much, posting on Reddit and being like, I can't squat my body weight. What am I doing wrong? And somebody who's honestly trying to help they go, how long have you been lifting? And they're like, 8 months. And it's like, squatting your body weight is hard to do. Not everybody can do that. What makes you think that you should just be able to do it? And
they think they should be able to do it because they see this is something that I think we might have talked about before. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was on wax or not, as they say. In the age of the internet and viral media, you have the ability to tune into some of the people that are at the top of their craft all over all these disciplines all over the world, right? Whether it's music or weightlifting or video games or sewing or knitting or cooking, you can because you just sort by the most likes or whatever, right? Which is what the algo is going to push you anyway. And you're going to see people that are making, the Eiffel Tower out of chocolate or whatever. Right. And you're like, oh, I want to be able to do that. And it makes you quit.
Right.
It makes you give up. And it sucks, dude.
Oh, you're a chef? Yeah. Here's somebody making that thing you can't dream of making it, but they're doing it with, using only their hard and their left leg to, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I guess I should just kill myself then, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And it sucks so bad because people that don't know any different or they're young enough that they haven't grown up without that aspect of media in their life, they don't know that it used to be super rad to just get like a little bit good at something and then show off at the playground or at the skate park or the basketball court with your homies, and you were celebrated. You felt like a rock star because your friend was like, dude, nice 3. Whoa, how'd you learn to do that? And you're like, I don't know. I'm just good now, I guess. Like it used to be so easy to feel good about yourself, and now it's impossible because these kids, and I say kids knowing full well that people my age, our age, will struggle with this from time to time. You think you're supposed to be able to do something at this ridiculously high level, and you don't see the truth of the matter, and it sucks so hard. And you're going to get blown out knees from jumping off of the top of the squat rack. That's so dumb.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really hate it, dude. It's like it shows no signs of stopping. And the sad part is the kids are the ones who give it the momentum because they're the ones who engage, but they're the ones who are the victims of it. So it's like, how do you solve that? There's no solving it.
Right.
So
if the main mechanism is it impressive and will someone watch it, then those things will naturally rise to the top every time.
Right.
Because no, I'm not going to look away. I'm going to watch the guy who's already unconscious get beaten up. I'm going to watch the guy jump off the top of the squat rack and wonder is his knees going to go the wrong way.
Right.
Like,
Now
I'm going to watch. Like I'm going to.
An epidemic surge of people of teens beating people to death, half to death at unconscious. Tonight on the 9 o'clock news, they call it assault. Are your kids doing it? And just like at a bashes, and just jumping over the checkout belt and just beating the cashier to death.
Dude, no joke.
I saw it on the internet.
Stop myself. Yeah, I've had to stop myself from like hate watching. You know, like I willingly look at like
raging.
Often
rage bait, dude. I'm serious. It's like all rage bait now.
Off-duty cop blows the balls off of this guy with her 9mm because he robbed the wrong. I'm like, yes, get his. I'm so mad.
But then the comments, as I'm saying, you can't win though because you go in the comments and it's all these bleeding hearts who are like, Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People, or no, it's people in there who are going, why did she even need to be carrying a gun? She's off duty, and it's like he tried to rob her. What do you mean? What?
Yeah.
How is it the fault of this female off duty cop? It's incredible. I don't want to abuse the term mental gymnastics because it's been abused to death, and you just hear it so much.
Yep.
But it is truly a quadruple backspring, spinning corkscrew sow cow backflip to be like the guy in Florida who they pulled him out of his car, and at one point he hit him in the face. Did you guys see that video? The one dude, all right, listen. Maybe he didn't need to get that one punch in. I get it. Okay? Maybe. But you watch the whole video, the guy is acting like a complete the entire time, refusing to comply, refusing to be helpful. All he needed to do was be like, okay, bye. Yeah. And instead he's all, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm closing my door. Get your supervisor on the phone. Do this. I'm going to create a whole thing. And then, yeah, dude, they smash your window and they pull you out because you're a moron. And then the
Pennsylvania versus Mims. We've made it back, ladies and gentlemen. This is once again a Supreme Court precedent podcast. No. You have to comply with all lawful commands of the police. And if they're wrong, you should still do what they say and go take them to court and win if you think you can. Okay? If you think you're so right, you'll get paid. They call it winning the ghetto lottery, if you haven't heard.
No. Now we're really getting banned here.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
It's so much easier to just do what they say. All you got to do is show them your hands and do everything they say.
Right.
You don't have to tell them your name. You don't have to say anything back to them at all. In fact, I encourage you not to. Don't talk to the cops.
This is Rage Against the Machine's fault, dude.
All you got to do is go, okay, and do everything they say.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Because
if you're wrong, shame on you. You did the thing. Get over it. Now you're caught.
They made one song, dude.
Being as compliant as possible is the shortest path forward, dog.
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
Hey, you talked about guns for a second. I promise we're going to move on to Greg, but Greg might have seen this post on Facebook today. I'm not sure. There's a lot of information about guns. You were saying, why did she even have to have a gun? And it's like, sorry, dude, we're past that point. We've been past that point.
Right.
Since Cain and Abel, it's been wise and prudent to have a gun. Like, it just is. And so this person said, last week, my husband and I decided we needed to talk to insert child's name here about guns. We showed him pictures of guns and told him if he ever saw one to run away as fast as he could, tell mom and dad, or if we weren't there, find another grown-up and tell them. We had to talk about what to do if he ever saw a gun at school, how to be very quiet, hide in his classroom, or run as fast as he could if the teacher told him to do so. His questions were heartbreaking.
No. This is such propaganda, dude. That kid wasn't like, badass, all right.
And no, I don't know their kid. I'm not really close with this person at all. I knew them in Greensboro, whatever. And it is heartbreaking that today there was a school shooting. If you didn't know, it's horrible.
It is awful.
But we showed him pictures of guns, so now he can get some object permanence going, and now he knows what guns look like. And it's like, you've already lost. You've lost.
What are you talking about?
He just went on a rampage in Grand Theft Auto 30 minutes ago.
right.
He knows what guns look like.
Are you kidding me?
What you could have said was, we went to our gun safe, showed him that it was clear, and showed him an unloaded gun, and walked him through the basic 5 rules of gun safety.
Right.
Imagine that. Wouldn't that be nice for him to actually know how they work and how to safely, avoid guns if you're under a certain age, but and I don't even know how old her kid is. He could be 20. He could be, I don't know. There's a picture here. Maybe he's like 5 or 6. I don't know.
Okay.
But I just think it's kind of whack.
It's extremely whack, dude.
The reaction is that instead of take care of your family, arm yourself. This is the world we live in.
Sure. I
can't fix that, and you're not going to fix that. And if Kamala would have won, she wouldn't have fixed that. It's not getting fixed. It's just not. But I don't know what to tell you.
This is more of these are the posts where it's we had dress as your hero day at school, And my son went as George Washington Carver because he's his hero. And it's like, his hero is Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles.
His hero is Mr. Beast. Like
I thought you were going to say Mr. Bean, dude. Now, that would be a based child if he went to school as Mr. Bean.
That's bad.
Right,
Mr. Bean is bad. Let's not kid around.
But it's just such nonsense. It's like indoctrinating children in some ways to like you're saying, like pulling their teeth out before they even have a chance to defend themselves.
Dude.
And it's like you don't have to be a raging NRA, gun nut person, but like just be honest about like the fact that maybe your kid's going to want to make that decision also at a certain point in his life. Demonizing guns, like, it just is so stupid. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like...
It shows your ignorance, for one thing. And, I'm no fan of the NRA. I think the NRA is some limp fud bull.
Sure.
But, that's just...
Dude, they should buy him a pre-stamp early 80s MP5 fully automatic, somewhere in the range of like $30,000.
Pre-Brady Bill MP5.
Right. Buy him that and set him loose and be like, check this out.
Let him ride the lightning one time.
That's
and
exactly
he'll go,
right,
okay.
baby.
Mom, Dad, get behind me.
Right. Why don't you empower your kid for once? Freaking
once,
losers, dude. You don't have to put
dude.
hollow points in there. Give him some Full Metal Jacket. It's fine.
Yeah, just some, steel case. Save some money. It's fine.
Right.
Just use
9mm. You shoot
9 mil.
It gets blocked by like, probably gets blocked by like half-inch drywall. At a certain point, it slows it down to where it's not even lethal. Don't give them something that's gonna freaking drop the neighbor's block out of their truck or anything. But just be truthful with yourself.
Yes.
And this person is in your neck of the woods?
I think so.
What are they
I
doing
can't
out there? That's my other question. It's like, how have those people not moved somewhere a little bluer?
Yeah.
These people are like,
yeah. Well,
I'm in my
here's
own
the
personal
thing.
hell here. It's like, you have a choice. You could go somewhere else if it's bothering you that
You'd be
much.
surprised, I got to say, although North Carolina has generally kind of vacillated lately between blue and red.
Yeah.
As is the case in a lot of states, if you are near a major city, it's blue. There's some serious purple hair, like blue stuff going on in the major city centers. It's just that the rural areas are still populated enough that they kind of bring their 49% and the city brings its 49%, and it's just this back and forth thing all the time. So I don't know where this person lives right now, but the reality is, no matter where you're at, you gotta have some cojones, man.
Yeah.
And I just kind of think if there's a whole subreddit for, I think it's called temporarily pro Second Amendment or temporary gun owner or something. It's a whole subreddit for people that they used to be afraid of guns and they're like, no, guns are bad, but because they felt a quiver in their pickle, they went, if the guys I disagree with have guns, I might as well also have guns. And it's like, now we're talking, go shoot a few times and you're going to come on over to this side and you're going to be like, wait, this is kind of bad at this. It's all it takes. It's all it takes, man.
I just take a second real quick to before we end this, to put this whole thing to bed. Just how there's a subreddit for everything will just never get old for me. There is I don't have to check. There is 100% a subreddit for people who chronically shart in there. I bet you there's a subreddit for that. And the crazy thing about subreddits, it's so funny because they'll grow and grow and grow, and eventually they will either get quarantined, like some of the subreddits that we've been on, that like Joker subreddit that we were on, where it was like it just started becoming just full. It was a memeing subreddit, but then it just slowly became full on racist.
Yes, dude.
And then it got quarantined and shut down, and it's just like the life and death of a subreddit is just this bizarre internet thing, and it's ugly, but it's very comedic to watch it.
It is.
To watch them like grow, and then like somebody in that subreddit they like commit a war crime, and they're like, guys, it looks like we're gonna have to shut it down because Reddit, we're no longer allowed here, and then they just migrate over to 4chan or something. But it's just amazing, dude. What a horrible website. I hate it. I hate Reddit, dude. Dag, how's your week, man?
Hit us with it.
It's been good. We played a little bit of Siege. It's been very hit and mostly miss on Siege.
1 win, 1 loss last time.
Yeah. I actually, on Saturday and Sunday, I went back to a game I've not played in a very long time because Casey and I were spending time together, taking care, hanging out with Bodie in the living room and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, I want to play some games, but I want to be around my son and not just sit in the office the whole weekend. So I actually fired up the Switch, and I played the snot out of Tears of the Kingdom. So I fired up Breath of the Wild, and I was like, I haven't literally played this game in years and years and years. It was really fun. I played it for several hours and had a good time and enjoyed it. And then actually what I mostly wanted to talk about is some games I'm looking forward to. Not necessarily will buy, but am looking forward to at least seeing if they're good. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is coming out tomorrow, which is a remaster of Snake Eater, and is getting really good reviews so far. Borderlands 4 looks interesting.
If they can do something fresh with that, I will probably bite, because that's a game that a series that I've enjoyed in the past.
Agreed. Metroid Prime 4 supposedly coming out this year, and I think we're going to do the Switch 2 for Christmas. Obviously, Donkey Kong Bonanza's gotten rave reviews and game.
Are they available to purchase yet, or are they still
They're pretty available now.
They've been pretty available.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's because there hasn't been a killer app to speak of. The Mario Kart thing was more Mario Kart, and that's cool, and it looks slightly better.
Should
but
put
it's
Skyrim
Mario
on
Kart,
there.
and then DK. That's right. And DK Bonanza, came out a month or two after the Switch 2, so
About
it wasn't
a month ago,
launch. It wasn't like a launch title killer app.
Is that
It's
game awesome?
pretty good? I hear. But
Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard it's good. It's not like absolutely must buy a Switch 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that Ghost of Yotei, I still really want to play Ghost of Tsushima. I've heard that's an amazing game. Ghost of Yotei is coming out later this year.
It's just a sequel or same
yeah,
universe
it's a
or
sequel. Or yes, I think it's more same universe. I think it might be actually a prequel, but it's supposed to be really good. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, which if you ever played Final Fantasy Tactics, is an isometric turn-based strategy, kind of a la Fire Emblem, Advance Wars, kind of similar.
Yeah.
You got a board that you can move around and fight individuals and stuff, and it's in the Final Fantasy universe. I used to love Final Fantasy Tactics on the original PlayStation. So this release is going to be a remaster, and included on it is going to be the original. Pretty cool.
Nice.
I think that's mostly it.
I got a question. I was waiting to ask you because I thought about this the other day. I was watching the opening to Gamescom, and there's every other game is a quote unquote Souls-like. Does that irritate you as a Souls guy, or do you feel stimulated by that?
I love the formula. The Souls-likes. I mean, obviously Elden Ring's top 5 all time for me. I bought the Game of the Year edition of Bloodborne a year and a half ago, and played it with when some of my coworkers came over, and it's fun. It's very difficult, and it can be. It's got some trappings of being, a 15-year-old game, right? And so, or a 12-year-old game. So to me, it feels like a little clunky to play, but all the Bloodborne aficionados are like, that's the charm. It's like, well, it's not charming anymore. Right. But I like the Souls-like thing. I bought Lies of P a year and a half, 2 years ago.
That's right. You had good things to say about that one.
It's very good.
I play that game at home, actually. I call it Lies of Pee, and I pee in my underwear, and my wife has to figure out which underwear I peed in. So she doesn't want to.
That is awesome.
Yeah, she hates it.
But, I mean, I think it's definitely... I mean, it's called Souls-like for a reason. Like, FromSoft does it best. Not only did it best, but does it best, and did it first. And then people are trying to copy that formula. One game that one series I want to play way more is the Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order series, because those are Souls-like Star Wars games.
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, even on the easiest difficulty, they will take you for a ride and spank you once in a while. I remember was it the first? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it was the first one I got on Xbox One X, whatever I had, and it was fun, because I was a Star Wars guy and digging everything about that. But oh my gosh, not super easy. Difficulty spike somewhere in the middle. I was like, ugh, dang, I don't know if I'm good at this. Well, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, those games are very difficult. A lot of enemies in those games will one shot you.
Yeah,
especially if you don't really know what you're doing.
Listener, I hear you. Let me stop you right there. Okay, you can keep saying skill issue. That's fine, but age issue. Okay, time issue. I ain't trying to fool with all that. All right, I want to play my game. I want to have a little success. I want to log off. I want to go to bed. I want to. All right, that's what I'm doing.
I thought you were going straight into an ad right there. That was crazy. You just stopped the whole momentum, and you're like, "Hey, viewers, are you looking for new employees for your workplace? ZipRecruiter.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna edit that out. I have got to get some gratification out of every session, or I'm dropping your game. I am. Even if I really like most of the game, there's a sunk cost kind of thing, and there's a money thing, and there's a time thing, and I'm just like, nah, dog. So if you don't give me what I need to succeed, I'm not an idiot. Just don't make it needlessly one-shotty, sort of stupid. Or give me good checkpoints. Oh my god, a bad checkpoint, dude. I get one shot and I got to go back in time 20 minutes. Pfft. Alt F4, power button, goodbye. Crack a beer, watch the game, not play video games anymore tonight. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, and there's an element of that. I mean, like, I would have given up on Elden Ring long ago if I wasn't really sucked into the story and the world building and the environments and. The difficulty of it can be really jarring. So to kind of like answer your question, Jared, yeah, I do think it's getting a little played out, and you're starting to see some Souls-likes that are just not very good. Lords of the Fallen came out last year, and that game was like a perfect example of, there were like great things about that game, some pretty unique mechanics. Like there was a mechanic where you could like not put on goggles, but you could like switch to like the netherworld. Like you could all of a sudden see another, like a alternate version of what was in front of you, and all of a sudden there's a bridge here that wasn't here before because you're in like the netherworld all of a sudden. It's kind of cool.
Ooh, that's Metroid Prime 2 right there, baby. Yes, taking it back.
Yes, very much in that vein. And that it had a cool mechanic, but like there are so many other Souls-likes that are just better, and so it didn't sell very well. And then you got like Sekiro, which FromSoft came out with in 2019. It was Game of the Year in 2019. And that is a game that is loved because it's a Souls-like that's like completely different, where the combat's all about like really parrying attacks and like breaking down defenses of, it's not just like hack and slash, right? And so I love the genre, but I do think it gets a little played out. And I mean, even FromSoft just came out a couple months ago with Elden Ring Night Rain, which is basically excuse me, like a roguelike Fortnite-esque, where you drop in from the sky and there's no fall damage, which fall damage is like a key mechanic in all the FromSoft games. Fall damage is like very unforgiving in all their games. And so even they are like, the formula's getting a little played out. So I'll be curious to see where that genre kind of goes next, because I mean, I think it's popular for a reason, but I agree with Jake. Like at some point it's like, if I die and I have to spend 25 minutes retracing my steps, only to die again. Alt F4, cracking a beer. I'm gonna do something else, and games are supposed to be enjoyable, and I'm not trying to get on a tangent, right? But but
it's the impetus for this freaking podcast, dude. Games are supposed to be fun. How many times have we said that? And it's not that it can't have a challenge, but our line as grass touchers is in a different place than some other people's. Like our palette for a challenge might be here, and other people's is like way over here, and we gotta reconcile with that. Your mileage may vary, but I think a game being hard isn't always a feature if it's not well designed and it doesn't have other stuff going for it.
Yes, agreed. Some of the most fun I've ever had with a game was a game called Celeste, which is a platformer. I told Jake about this. It's an instant kill platformer. Like literally everything in the game one shots you. That's the whole
like
shtick
Meat
of
Boy.
it. It is exactly like Meat Boy, just a little more colorful. And I've had more fun with that than I had with Meat Boy like back in the day or whatever. But I liked the challenge of that because in Celeste, when you die, you instantly respawn on the same screen you were just on. There's no run backs. There's no real punishment of any kind for dying. You can literally, the point of the game is you die over and over and over again and try and figure out puzzles, right? You're not harshly punished. And so you
guys ever play Ghost Runner? Because it was that same thing. You ever hear of that or play that?
I don't think so.
It was a highly recommended game for Steam Deck, and it runs like a charm. Looks like $1 million. It's got the Blade Runner, Cyberpunk like kind of thing going on.
Looks like Mirror's Edge or something, right?
Looks like,
Yeah, there's a lot of mobility and traversal mechanics of wall running and sliding and dashing and doing crazy stuff, and you get kind of more powerful as you go. But it's a one-shot game where you can... I think there's... I'm going to sound really ignorant because I only played it for like 2 hours. But I think there's some ways where like you get a second chance at a thing, or you get the ability to block and parry and dodge bullets, and I think there's bullet time, stuff like that. But there's the rate of respawn and the how far back the checkpoint is. It's you can actually get past it, and I stuck with it for a few hours and had a nice time. Just like one afternoon. It's really high pace, like adrenaline sort of junky, like hack and slash and kill. But it had that same mechanic, and I know exactly what you're talking about. As long as I'm on the same screen, I'm in the same room, I'm in the same area. That's not the worst thing, because now it feels like a game mechanic instead of like you suck, get bent, nerd.
Yeah, absolutely. One other game looking forward to, I don't think it's coming out this year, is Marvel's Wolverine, which is the made by Insomniac.
I'm not tracking a Wolverine game. That sounds dope.
Made by Insomniac. I don't know. Made by the same company that made the Spider-Man games, which were really, really good the last couple of years.
That will make me buy a PS5.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a bunch of like videos on YouTube that are supposedly like alpha builds of the game, and people are like, this game looks like crap. It's like, yeah, it's alpha build of the game. Like,
if it's even a real leaked alpha footage,
I think it's just like fake, right? But
it could be some kid got an Unreal Engine and like farted out something
Gary's
and published it. Yeah. Roblox.
But yeah, I am looking forward to Wolverine, because I played about a year ago. Yeah, it was a year ago. I got they had a discount on Spider-Man Remastered for PS5 right when I got a PS5. And I played that game like a lot for like 2 or 3 days, like probably 15, 16 hours in the summer, I think. And I had a blast. Like, it's a really good game. Story's good. The web swinging mechanic is literally perfect. All the powers and stuff. And so I'm excited to see what they do with the
Dude, I'm reading about the development of this game. It was announced alongside Spider-Man 2 in 2023, and it was like, hey, just FYI, like, we're working on this. It slipped past my radar. It's been described as a full-size, mature tone game, in contrast to like the Miles Morales sort of like, fun-loving Spider-Man type stuff. And the writer one of the writers, Walt Williams, also worked on Spec Ops: The Line, which is historic among video games for being a incredible narrative with a big twist, and it asks important questions, and it's not just another like hero shooter, man with brown hair walk away from explosion bad game. Super, super good, and they've got who knows how many people doing mocap and some other stuff. This looks great. This looks great. I read a short article today about a development update that was dropped for Skate 4. You guys ever play the Skate games on 360
them,
or Xbox or anything? Dude, it's absolutely a game your brother wants to sit there and really just enjoy a lot. I played the piss out of Skate 3 on Xbox because I forgot that I bought it like on my Xbox account for like a digital copy for the 360, and then I was able to download it on my Xbox One, and it ran really, really well. And oh my gosh, what a game, you guys. It's so engaging once you get a feel for the flow of the controls. As opposed to Tony Hawk Pro Skater, if you've never played this game, the whole steez of the controls is that you flick the sticks to like control the board, and at first it feels like it does not feel right if you've only ever played like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater or whatever. But eventually you start to really appreciate it because the game is much more grounded than a Tony Hawk or SSX or some of these really extreme kind of like gravity-defying games. It got a little bit sillier as the series iterated to Skate 2 and Skate 3. Skate 2 and Skate 3 released within a year of each other. They went a little too fast, and they burned up their devs a little bit. And honestly, Skate 3 had some jank to it that maybe it wouldn't have if they let it stay in the oven a little bit longer. But Skate 4 was teased a while back with like this big crazy trailer, and the team got excited about it again. They brought back some of the same talent in the dev shop, and there's a early access happening in September next month of Skate 4. So if you're into that sort of thing, it is also on the horizon, along with the likes of Battlefield 6 that we talked about and some other stuff. I started playing a little bit of Battlefield. Yeah, move over, Tony
Hawk. More like tiny. The original with the 900
got him, dude.
Has been exposed by big.
I gotta say, dude,
or Skate 4 or whatever.
One of my favorite things in pop culture is. Are you familiar with Tony Hawk archiving all the times that somebody approached him in public and said, "You look like someone famous"?
No.
Hey, Jeff, who does this guy look like? I'm not crazy, right? He looks like that skateboard guy. Has anyone ever told you look like Tony Hawk? And he's like,
kills him.
Yeah, I have gotten that before. He's like holding a skateboard, being Tony Hawk, boarding an airplane. And they're like, anyway, you have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
There's tons of these. Like somebody's probably compiled them all into one, like Reddit thread or Twitter thread or something. But it happens to him like all the time, and it's really funny. Oh my gosh,
that is hilarious, dude.
So that's what I've got. What about Jake?
Yeah, so the Battlefield 6 beta wrapped up, and I kind of got a hankering for that style of gameplay. And against all odds, I re-downloaded Battlefield 2042 from the EA app or whatever. And at first, I had a blast because I was like, there we go, scratching that itch of the Battlefield franchise. And then I was reminded why I stopped playing Battlefield 2042 because everybody else thought the same thing, right? Battlefield 2042, they dropped an update for that game along with the closure of the Battlefield 6 beta because they kind of thought this would happen. And they added a new free battle pass, a few new guns, and I think a map. Yeah, there was a map, Iwo Jima, they added to the game.
What a beautiful location that must be.
Yeah, a real paradise of a map.
History there.
And there's a bunch of stuff that had dropped since I stopped playing that game. So there's other maps that they weren't brand new. I just didn't play them because I skipped, those iterations and those updates. So I played some of that, and I tell you, when your team is losing at Battlefield, and there's nothing that you as an individual, or even if your squad is cooperative, even though you're trying really hard, there's just nothing you can do. it is some of the least fun you can have shooting ones and zeros at strangers on the internet. Like, it's really unfun because it just becomes this dog water just experience of spawn die, getting base wrapped, and having a bad time. It'll be like one guy in like a helicopter who like no lifes the game and is just wrecking shop, and you'll bring an AA Stinger launcher, but he knows how the game works, and so he'll pop smoke or pop flares, and then he'll leave behind a mountain, and he'll wait for his flares to regen, and then he'll come back, and you're just, starting over from square one. And I say that because I've abused that mechanic, because I really like flying helicopters in Battlefield. I know the trick. It's not hard to do. Sure. It's just frustrating, because the guys that they don't slip up, man, they're just really good at that. Yeah. There's these Battlefield dads that are good at the game. But when it goes well, it feels amazing when you're on the other end of that. So Battlefield 2042 still sucks in the ways that it does, ladies and gentlemen. This is not an endorsement of playing that game. But I did play it. I kind of dropped Ready or Not. Didn't really play that. I keep kicking myself and saying that I'll get into Dune, but I'm kind of waiting for the September update because they're dropping a whole bunch of new stuff. And that's going to be really cool. So I'm basically just kind of waiting for that. In the short term, our guild is like, taking this opportunity to farm some spice, get people the gear they need, stock up on stuff, and get ready for the replenished, servers. People will probably reattack that game in September. And then I've started to play the Switch more. Is the last thing I'll say, just because I had a moment with the boys where they've been so good, you guys. I got to take a second to brag on my kids. They're doing great in school. Nice. They're getting their little positive behavior, baubles. They get a paw print or they get a whatever because they did a good job that day. And they come home and they finish their homework immediately. Max probably already finished half of it on the bus because he's just like that. He wants to come home and chill. Mm-hmm. And since Andrada's home, when they get home, she just kind of verifies everything's hunky-dory, and then they get to play the Switch or eat a snack or whatever and play. And I came home, and they were playing Super Smash Brothers. Wow. And I said, boys, how was your day? I give them a kiss on the forehead. How was your day, Max? Good, Dad. Oh, Benson, look out. There's a Smash Ball. Ooh, let's get it. I was like, hey, scoot over.
Yeah.
Give me, Max, run upstairs and grab Daddy's controller.
Got work to do.
Yeah. It's time. It's time to get limbered up. And, oh my gosh, it's so fun. I let them both play against me.
You beat their ass, didn't you?
Yes, dude. Yes. There's no mercy in this household. Absolutely not. Yeah. When you beat me fair and square one day, I will stand up, I will shake your hand, and I will get you a beer. But until that day comes.
And then you will charge them rent.
That's right, and I'll charge you rent. Until that day comes, Daddy's gonna take you to school, And so he went and got my controller from upstairs, which is, to be clear, like a $30 Game Freak, whatever, not great controller, but the sticks feel good. And that's all I care about.
You use a pro controller whenever you play that game.
It's like an off-brand pro controller, yeah, is what it is, and I think that makes a lot of sense for me, and it has good battery life and that kind of stuff. So I beat the piss out of him at Smash a few times, and then we all play.
You should be like, if you lose to Daddy, then I take the controllers away, and you're not allowed to play tomorrow. So you better not.
Oh, dude, that's
better
brutal.
Show up.
I might have to do that.
Don't embarrass me.
I'll or if they get in trouble, it's like, all right, there's only one way to settle this.
Right. And you just destroy them, dude. They have no
Hyrule
chance.
Castle.
Yeah.
See you there, So I played Smash, and I was like, man, this is so good, and there's so many. You can go really into the weeds with that because it's basically a fighting game, and you know how fighting games can be.
Yeah.
So we had some fun with that, and then I said, hey, now that I've thoroughly handed you your let's switch it up. Let's play Switch Sports, And so we played tennis, we played volleyball today. I haven't played the volleyball in Switch Sports. It kind of sucks, but I tell you what doesn't suck is tennis. That one's fun. And golf, oh my gosh, I put those boys to bed, and I'll sit there and play 18 holes with a beer in my hand.
Yeah, you're gonna act like you didn't play Wii golf, and almost fail your entire semester. Didn't you tell me that?
It's like you were there, bro. I know I've probably told this story before, but I would get into shouting matches with my roommate over Wii golf. Dog, it was
fist flying over Wii golf.
But it was a good time. I forget that we have a Switch sometimes because the kids are on it all the time. They're building stuff in Minecraft together, having a grand old time, and they play really well together. And so yeah, trying to play a little.
What
bit of
is
Switch.
there
But
to
I'm not
disagree
like
about in
buying
Wii
new
Golf?
games. You know
Sure.
what I mean? I'm not buying new games for the Switch. I was like, oh, let me try this, and because most of it's old news. But what'd you say?
What is there to disagree about at Wii Golf? If you guys get into shouting matches, what were you like? Are you freaking kidding me? A birdie? Are you serious?
It was
No, I had a par?
just getting salty about
That's great.
he makes a chip shot that is horse shit, and he accidentally put backspin on it.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't know how to do that, but he is a drunk and high at the same time, just kind of
I was
loser,
gonna say,
idiot
you
guy.
just, like, getting
Shout out to
trashed.
Kyle Ash. Shout out to my freshman roommate in Grogan 624, Kyle. I heard he went into the Navy, so
gosh.
yeah. I love a good Wii Golf, love a good Switch Golf. Mario Golf, remember that time, Douglas? We had some Mario Golf.
Casey and I still play Mario Golf occasionally. The new one that came out like three years ago on Switches is very good, very very good.
Mario
I love
Golf
a
Saudi Arabian Adventures. The LIV Golf edition.
LIV Golf collab with Nintendo to foster relations between Saudi Arabia and Japan.
Peach and Daisy have to be fully covered up the whole time, or else Saudi Mario will get a boner and have to cut her head off. What a crazy game, dude.
Oh my gosh. I would just love that. Get on that, Nintendo.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Don't act like there's no audience for that.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. There is.
Yeah.
The bullet bills are just like suicide bombers.
Right. They had little turbans on. That's awesome, dude. I had this conversation with my cousin yesterday, not to change the subject too radically, but I remember when I first found out that Samus was a girl. Did that bother you guys?
Got me hot and bothered.
Oh my gosh.
That post credit scene, you know what I'm saying?
I knew it, dude.
I have to out myself as not a real one for a moment. I did not complete. Was it Super Metroid that if you did a certain completion and got to the very end, you saw like a shortcut scene where she looked like it's in a bikini or something?
That's
at
all
a
of the
minimum,
Metroid games. That's all the 2D Metroid games. You can do that.
Okay, at a certain point.
I hear.
Yeah, I mean, I read about it on the internet.
Share your
Reddit.
screen right now. Don't lie. Show me your desktop background.
That's what I'm gonna need.
I did not get to a sufficient end point on every Metroid game. I first did it with Metroid Prime, and then I did it with Metroid Fusion, and then I think I got to, I don't know, some other point. But basically, somebody told me, hey, Samus is a girl, right? And I was like, sure, fine, whatever. I'm still going to whip your ass at Super Smash Bros. Because Samus has for a long time been my main.
Same.
Me too.
And I was pissed off, dude. My brother told me, because Samus was the main character that I'd play on the N64 Smash. And Wiley was like, Samus is a girl, right? I'm like, I was indignant. I was like, that's not true. I said, that is so stupid. And he's like, it's a girl.
Anakin Skywalker.
Right. And I believed him, but I refused to acknowledge it. I was like, it's a guy. It's like, it may be a girl, but for me, it's a guy. It's very funny. Just refusing to acknowledge that it's a woman in the suit. Like I couldn't possibly identify at all with this character if it was a girl.
Our masculinity as young men was so fragile. Yeah, we had no way to hang on to our, stick to our guns on something. It's so funny.
Little did I know. Wow.
Greg knew from day one. He's an OG Metroid boy.
He's an OG gooner. Yeah, OG Metroid gooner. Dang. Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. I think we did it. I think this was a solid hour, it says in Audacity. Free jazz, ladies and gentlemen. We're just kind of getting after it. And you don't even know what you missed on when I cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's that kind of show this week. Right. Listen, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Go find the show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify if you haven't already. YouTube. You can also hit our podcast RSS feed on YouTube and listen there. We've got a few videos. There should be another one coming up soon. I didn't have as much time as I thought I would to do last week's Rainbow Six matchup. I'll get a load of this. I thought I perma deleted the video file by accident, that was pretty hilarious. I am in this habit of doing shift delete because I hate trying to empty the recycle bin all the time, and I just shift delete, and it's like, are you sure that's a permanent delete there, boss? And I was like, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. And I deleted it. Turns out it was a different video file. I had already copied the correct video file into a different folder, and it's fine. But anyway, check YouTube and find us on Instagram at 3 Grass Touchers. We love to interact with you more on the pod. We had a little spike in viewership last week. I appreciate that, and we're looking forward to hearing from you real soon, folks. Get out there, all right? Don't shortchange yourself. I don't know about you, but it's getting a little cooler. Summer's almost gone. It's time to get out there and touch some